Damien Williams just recently helped lead the Chiefs to a Super Bowl win in Super Bowl 54 against the San Francisco 49ers. Williams was an undrafted running back in the 2014 draft class. Today, I'm going to be talking about Damien Williams and how he has came from being undrafted to playoff hero in the NFL. Damien Williams was born on April 3rd, 1992 in San Diego, California. He's a 5'11" running back, 224 pounds, so average size, nothing all that special. For high school, Williams attended his freshman year and played varsity at El Cajon Valley High School, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but then transferred to Mira Mesa Senior High School in San Diego, California, where he was a varsity starter all 3 of those years. He went on to college and he played college football at Arizona Western College before transferring to the University of Oklahoma in 2012. In November of 2013, he was dismissed from Oklahoma after violating team rules. In 2 seasons with the Sooners, he rushed for 1,499 yards and 18 touchdowns, including a 95-yard touchdown run against Texas in 2012. He had a total of 18 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdowns, as he was a good receiving back and rushing back in college. During the draft combine, Williams had a pretty fast 40-yard dash at 4:45. He had a 35.5-inch vert and a 10-foot 1-inch broad jump with 16 reps on the bench press. This combine is nothing bad especially for an undrafted player, but scouts did not see this as a great sign, so he went undrafted in the 2014 draft class. But the Miami Dolphins signed Damien Williams in 2014. Williams made his NFL debut in the 2014 season opener against the New England Patriots. He only had 1 kick returned for 19 yards in a 33-20 victory. In the next game, a 29-10 loss to the Buffalo Bills, he had 5 carries for 19 yards. In Week 16 against the Minnesota Vikings, he had 6 receptions for 50 yards and his first ever touchdown. Overall, he finished the 2014 season with 36 carries for 122 yards and 21 receptions for 187 yards and that 1 touchdown. 2015 and 2016 were still not big years for him, as 2015 he finished the season with 21 receptions on 142 yards and a touchdown. While in 2016, the Dolphins made the playoffs and they faced the Pittsburgh Steelers in the wild card round. Damien Williams had a 4-yard receiving touchdown as his only contribution to the team that season. This is the very start of Damien Williams' big playoff career. In 2017, Damien Williams was set to be a restricted free agent. The Dolphins tendered Williams at the lowest level. After reportedly wanting a larger contract than the $1.797 million tender for 2017, he officially signed the tender on May 11, 2017. Williams entered the season second on the Dolphins running back depth chart behind Jay Ajayi. After Ajayi was traded to the Eagles, Williams was named the starting running back ahead of Kenyon Drake. He started 4 games before suffering a shoulder injury in Week 12. He was diagnosed with a dislocated shoulder and was expected to be out 2 to 3 weeks. He ended up missing the rest of the season as Kenyon Drake emerged as a key contributor for the Dolphins, starting the final 6 games with 2 100 rushing yard games. He finished the season with 181 yards and 20 receptions for 155 yards and a receiving touchdown. Williams signed to the Kansas City Chiefs on March 22, 2018. His role on the team increased after the release of former starter Kareem Hunt on December 27th. The Chiefs signed Williams to a 2-year, $8.1 million contract extension. Overall, he finished the 2018 season with 256 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns, 23 receptions, 160 receiving yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. He was called upon in the playoffs as the Chiefs feature back in the divisional round victory against the Indianapolis Colts. He had 129 rushing yards, a rushing touchdown to go along with 5 receptions for 25 yards. In the AFC Championship game against the New England Patriots, He had 30 yards, a rushing touchdown, 5 receptions, 66 receiving yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns, totaling 4 total touchdowns in the playoffs as the Chiefs lost to the Patriots 37-31. 2019 is where he started to finally break onto the stage, at least in the playoffs. In Week 9 against the Minnesota Vikings, Williams rushed for 125 yards and had a 91-yard rushing touchdown. This was Williams' first game with at least 100 rushing yards of the season. In Week 17 against the Chargers, Williams rushed 12 times for 124 yards and 2 touchdowns, including an 84-yard touchdown, and caught 4 passes for 30 yards during the 31-21 win. Overall, Williams finished this 2019 season with just under 500 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns, along with 30 receptions for 213 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. Now the playoffs start and Williams breaks onto the scene. In the divisional round, the Chiefs play the Houston Texans. Williams rushed for 47 yards with 2 touchdowns. He caught 2 passes, 21 yards, and a touchdown as the Chiefs won 51-31. So far, 3 touchdowns. In the AFC Championship game against the Tennessee Titans, Williams rushed 17 times, only 45 yards, but he did have a touchdown. He caught 5 passes for 44 yards for the 35-24 win. 4 touchdowns now in the playoffs. In Super Bowl 54 against the 49ers, Williams had 104 rushing yards, including a game-sealing 38-yard touchdown rush. He caught 4 passes for 29 yards, including the game-winning touchdown during their 31-20 Super Bowl win. That is 2 more touchdowns added on to the playoffs. Williams ended the playoffs with 6 touchdowns in total, leading all Chiefs players, and he was very close to winning Super Bowl MVP, coming just shy of his star quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. So far for Williams' career, he has over 1,200 rushing yards with 12 rushing touchdowns, and receiving-wise, he has 1,100 receiving yards with 10 touchdowns. And in the playoffs, he has 6 rushing touchdowns for 369 yards and 5 receiving touchdowns for 189 yards so far. Williams is very young and has very good potential to continuing help the Chiefs make the playoffs and perform well in the playoffs. This could lead to Chiefs dynasty, lead to them winning multiple Super Bowls, and we'll have to see how well Williams can do throughout the rest of his career, especially in the playoffs. But that's all for today's video. Comment down below your opinions on Damien Williams going undrafted to playoff hero and Super Bowl hero, nearly winning Super Bowl MVP. That's all for me. I am out, everybody. Peace.